What's going on, guys? Today I got a great video with a kid named Lucas. He's been in the program for 8 weeks now. He just went from a junior college, just committed to a Division II school the other day, and we're going to be talking about his experience with the mental game. And I don't really want to ruin any of the interviews, so let's take it away.
Yeah, my name's Lucas Weckerle. I was at San Diego City College past 3 years, and I just recently committed to Cal State San Bernardino.
That's awesome. So take me back to March when we first started working together. Where we at mentally, and honestly, just kind of what was going on when we first started talking.
Yeah, I mean, I was just a little bit of a mess trying. I was so worried about needing to fix 1,000 things at once going into a big season and knowing it was my last year at JUCO and trying to find a home and good spot for next year that I realized I wasn't staying present or competing at all. And when I was out there pitching, all I was trying to do was fix everything at once instead of, again, only competing and going right at guys.
In that moment, what did you already try to do to fix it?
In that moment, I'd try and get mad at myself. I'd try and fix things. If I saw my fastball wasn't moving the right way, I'd try and make in-game mechanical adjustments, and it would start a very quick and very bad uh, downward spiral in games.
Was it more that you didn't have the tools or you weren't sure how to apply them in game?
Probably both. Um, I kind of had heard from different people about breathing or visualization or different kind of resets, and I just had no idea how to use them. I wouldn't prepare with them. I wouldn't be able to use them not in game. So in game, I would try and use 10 things at once to try and fix it, and it would make it worse.
Yeah, so what were some of the specific, like, actual tactics we talked about that moved the needle for you this year?
Really finding a process of being able to stay consistent, whether it's right before a pitch of controlling my breathing, visualizing the pitch, and finding a spot on the catcher's glove, or finding a process of leading up to the day where I'm going to pitch, of knowing I did everything I could the day before that I could to get my body right, and then visualizing and going through an outing, visualizing different pitches, seeing different batters, kind of visualizing the stadium, and just doing as many things as I could to feel prepared for my next outing.
So it was more than just one simple mental skill, but kind of the accumulation of everything.
Yeah, I was just kind of going through and learning new things and finding the ones that really stuck with me, and learning that they would stick with me by using them in practice and not just trying them in a game, to where I was able to practice my breathing or visualizing or different cues in catch play, even on a super light recovery day where it feels like I can't really get anything out of catch play, to where it's like, okay, no, now I can focus and train my mental game as importantly and as serious as I train my physical.
Did the games feel easier for you once you learned how to work on your mental skills in practices?
Yeah, at first it felt surreal. It didn't feel real. Like it would be I would learn about, okay, if an error happens in the game, or if I give up a base hit, or this happens, we can try this. I can try breathing. I can try a different kind of rubbing the ball and using it as a reset, to where it's like, all right, this is gonna be my first time in a game using it, and I do it, and it's like, bam, right back to tunnel vision. Let's go right back at this guy, and I get a double play, and I'm fired up going back to the dugout.
That's awesome. Tell me about the visualization. When did that first start to click for you?
Yeah, it first started to click kind of when I was able to go over it with you. Again, it was something I've been told to do, something I've been told to try and do, and I've had trouble with it, of people telling me like it has to be from first person, or it has to be from third person, it has to be this, it has to be visualizing this in game, to where learning a theory, like, no, you don't have to force anything about it. Like, just visualize, get into a very controlled environment, calm, and just kind of close my eyes and try my best to visualize what's going on. And then learning that, okay, I can visualize success and seeing my pitches go well, And then I can also visualize things when they go wrong and coming back from it. And then also visualizing my mechanics to where if I'm learning something new, like a new mechanical adjustment, I can also get mental and visual reps of just visualizing it on my own and going into practice the next day feeling like I've already done it 1,000 times.
What did you get out of visualizing adversity?
It just helped me feel more confident. Like I said, when I first started using it, using new resets in games, it was kind of like, wow, this is all working. And then learning about visualization and being able to visualize those resets as well when things are going wrong. It's like in games, like that feeling of like, wow, this is working, and it went away. It's like, yeah, this is gonna work. Now let's go right back at this guy. I've already done this. Let's go.
Nothing was new to you anymore, right?
No, yeah, I felt like I could kind of handle anything that would come my way.
What about your pre-pitch routine? What did that look like before we started working versus after?
Yeah, before we started working, I did not have one at all. I think my pre-pitch routine would probably be if things were going well, it would just kind of I wouldn't be thinking about anything, and if things were going wrong, I'd be thinking about trying to fix everything all at once, fixing my mechanics, fixing the way the ball's coming out of my hand, to where we start working with each other, and it's like, all right, pre-pitch routine, gonna take my breath, kind of take a second to reset, control myself, and then find one mechanical cue. For me, it was kind of my glove side, not allowing myself to yank, and then thinking about that and finding the glove right away after that. I'm like, all right, this is a spot I'm gonna hit, and doing that, and kind of at the same time too in game a quick little um, visualization of all right, this is a pitch, this is the way it's gonna move, and that was kind of what worked for me.
You're able to simplify everything, right? And make it easier for you to focus on the task at hand.
Yeah, for sure. And I was able to do all that without feeling like, okay, I need to do this and then this and then that and taking forever to where it's like, all right, this is my routine. I've done it 1,000 times. It just kind of goes.
And was that routine something you practiced outside of games?
Yeah, for sure. I started using those in catch play when I started throwing my flat ground or going into the bullpen and practicing routine and trying different things that work.
And the more you did it, the more automatic it felt, right?
Yeah. Yeah, automatic's a good way to put it to where I wouldn't even think about, okay, I caught the ball, now I need to do my routine, I need to take a breath. It was just what happened and being in that flow state.
Give me the numbers. What did your stats look like before we started working versus after?
My ERA was probably close to a 30. Um, it was not good. My velo was not great, and then we kind of got together and set some reasonable goals for the end of the year, and kind of from that point looking at it as like, all right, this second half of the season's a new start. And after then, from that day on, I think I finished with closer. I think I had around like a 3.8 ERA to finish out the year. From that point, all in all, it was still not a 3.8, but from looking at it as a second half season stat, it was a lot better. We went over kind of strikeout to walk ratio and looked for a reasonable goal, and I killed that one. Really was able to lock in my command and be in the zone a lot more. And even kind of talking about schools too, to where it's like, all right, if I really lock in with this and be able to use these in games and finish the year strong, I'll be able to find a good school, find the right fit, and that's what ended up happening, getting a good scholarship.
If the entire season looked like the first half of the season, do you think you'd be sitting here today committed to a good school with good scholarship money?
No, not at all. I think I'd be still trying to find a place to play, begging to get my foot in the door somewhere, anywhere.
That's pretty cool that you were able to turn around mid-season and not wait for the off season to start working on your mental skills.
Yeah, I really liked being able to work and train my mental game just as serious as I train my physical game, to where it felt like I would be overthinking because of how hard I would work and get my body and mechanics good to go for the games, but I just was not doing anything at all for my mental and being able to work on it and train it the same way of being able to kind of progressively overload it and it, being able to train it and work it or use it the same way I use working out really helped me and set me up for success.
What did training your mental game do for your velocity?
It made it more effortless. I wasn't worried at all about my velo. I wasn't thinking at all about my mechanics, and I'd get out there and just trust whatever I got. Some days it was there. Sometimes I would PR, and sometimes it would be a little bit down. But whatever it was is whatever I had for today, and just using what I had and going right at guys.
How would you describe the feeling you got when you got your first scholarship, your first
It
offer?
was it was insane. It was coming out of high school. I didn't talk to a single 4 year. I only talked to one JUCO coming out of high school. It was one of the kind of leaving where I'm from and going to a new area to pursue this and just kind of hope for the best to getting calls from schools that I kind of had heard of people going to and wanting to go to and having them want me to come more than I wanted to go there was something that felt insane. It felt weird not having to beg or prove myself to get in. So I was like, yeah, no, we really want you. We can see what you can do. We want you here.
Do you feel like a completely different person now than even 2 months ago?
100% on and off the baseball field. I've been able to use these different mental skills and training and resets and whatnot outside of baseball for school or whatever it is to being able to just slow things down.
For anybody wondering what it looks like week to week, can you describe that kind of process of our program together?
Yeah, so um, each week I kind of learn a new side of the mental game or a new skill of the mental game, and have different ways of learning it, different worksheets or things to journal and write down and practice before going over it with you on a Zoom call and being able to say, hey, this felt good, this worked, or hey, this didn't feel great, and being able to hear from you like, oh, it doesn't have to work. It's all right. It's a part of this. You still next week we're gonna be able to learn about this and use this, and not feeling so overwhelmed of like, here's 20 things to fix your mental game. Let's try this. Let's try this. To where it's like each week you have this. Let's try and use this. Really focus on this. Learn it, and if it doesn't work, no worries. Next week we're on to the next.
Who do you think would get the most out of a program like this?
Anybody. I mean, I've told my teammates about it and my friends and family. I think any any athlete could use this really. Obviously it helped a lot for me for pitching and knowing that you were a pitcher as well, a college pitcher really helped knowing that yeah, this guy gets it. He gets it just as much as me. He wanted it just as much as me at one point, and he knows now that he can look back on what he did and he can help me the way he would have wanted to help himself to where it could help all the hitters on my team. It could help any softball player. It could help any football player, basketball player. It could help anyone.
It's more than just baseball, right? The skills translate to everything.
Yeah, it helps translate to life, to using it in the sport, different aspects of the sport that I would have never thought.
Before we started working, were you hesitant about doing it all online, or did you feel like it wasn't going to be the same as in-person training?
I was a little maybe not as hesitant about doing it online, but kind of maybe a little hesitant about seeing it as a program and like, oh, maybe this guy's just selling a program and just trying to make money. And then working with you week to week and looking at it and taking it serious is like, no, this guy cares just as much as I do, and he wants to see me succeed just as badly as I do. And that seeing it week by week worked, it was like, oh wow, if I really take this serious and train it just as serious as I do working out in the gym, that I'll be able to see real results. And that's what ended up happening.
If someone was watching this right now and they were hesitant to pull the trigger, what would you say to them about working on their mental game?
I would say it saved and changed my career and set me up for my future. I think if I would not have reached out to you and set up a time to talk to you, it I would not at all be in the situation I am. I would say for someone that if they're hesitant to just reach out and set up a call or talk to you, because I mean, I feel like we're friends now and we've been talking for a couple weeks.
What would you say the cost of not doing this is?
The cost of not doing it would probably be my career. Like I really don't know what would happen. Like I said, my area was probably close to a 30 before I talked to you, and getting out of JUCO stats are pretty important, and being able to fix those and set myself up to just be able to throw all my chips on the table, and what I had by the end of the year was the goal. And by the time I did that, I had some pretty good chips, pretty good cards to do it with.
Is there anything about your journey so far that we haven't talked about yet?
I mean, I guess for me, I I'd kind of dealt with this before. You know, I it was my 3rd year in JUCO. I didn't really start taking pitching serious until my senior year. Um, Dealt with a bunch of injuries, dealt with the yips, and just kind of having a bunch of setbacks and really the mental game was really something that I never trained and never was something that I learned that I could train, and the only thing I did learn to train was kind of getting my body right, getting my body stronger, throwing harder, but learning that if I train my mental game just as serious as I train those aspects, that it's kind of the third key that I never knew or had to the game.
Absolutely. And from my perspective, in only the couple months that we've been working together, you've gone through a lot of adversity off the field that not a lot of people go through. And you were still able to show up every day and do the work and have that bigger picture in mind. And it's been really cool to see you stick to what works for you and know that, hey, even if I do have an off day or I need to take a day off, like that's okay because I'm moving in the right direction. And that clarity has been really cool to see. And I know that this is just the beginning for you. So I'm very honored to have worked with you. And, I hope this is just the beginning.
Yeah, for sure. I can't thank you enough for helping me out the way you did and setting me up for success.
As you can see, Lucas has had a great experience within the program so far. It's been awesome to see his growth in such a short amount of time. If you're looking to book a call so you can develop your mental game as well, just click the link in the bio below, book a free call, and let's talk about your mental game and how I can help you get to wherever you want to go.